Practice. Oh my goodness, we're trying to be early, but here we go. Okay. Rhodes. You ever used a Rode microphone before? I really hope it's working right now because I'm advertising for them, at least trying to. So hello, my name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
This is the Barre Class with our microphones on and kettlebells behind us. We look forward to pressing kettlebells and moving those hips with those bar-inspired movements. As usual, it's from the tips of the toes with Twinkle Toes herself here, and then more stretches and strength to follow.
Let's start with those feet, and whether you have your hand on a balance aid like a bar or a countertop or the back of a chair, or you're in space, we'll gently bend at the toes, sending the knee forward and the standing leg, hip staying forward. Then from here, let's use the toes to point, trying to find that most pointed foot and gently lifting the tips of the toes just off the floor. And then we'll come back through the balls of the feet and the heel will come down, extending the hip forward. Let's repeat on the other side. Knee bends and goes forward, but hips stay level. Then we use the toes to point. And then we point, holding that. And then we come back down through the toes. The heel lands, the hip extends. This time we'll peel that foot off, getting to that demi point. Then we'll go up to a double balance and come down with control on the other side. Repeat, up to a double balance, down with control. And one more time, up to that balance. Now let's hold up here. Without the hands, we'll try to bring the rib cage forward, keep the hips extended, pull the kneecaps up to tighten up those quads. But then, could we add a little bend to our knees and start sinking into a light squat? As safe low as you can go, but you have to stand yourself back up. So push down to press yourself back up to tall. And then we'll gently land those heels on the floor and shake it out. Let's do the same sort of activity, but from that turned out position. So we'll take a leg forward and we'll point, rotating it open, flexing on the foot, bringing the leg underneath. Repeat on the other side, point front, flex foot, turn open, pull underneath. Now we're turned out in those hips and we'll do the same thing. So we'll bend the knee to the side, pressing those demi points into the floor. We'll go, oh no, I liked what we did. So let's use our toes to point. Hold that pointed foot on the standing leg. We're staying on that forefoot. Then we'll come down through the demi point and the heel will land. Other side, pull off the floor to get to the toe bend. Use the toes to point. Check in that your hips extended on the standing leg. And then ball of foot, heel comes down. This time we'll peel up to that rise. Then we'll go double up, hold straight legs, land, heel facing forward. Double up, bend to the foot to land, hip facing forward. And one more time, double up, land. But we'll finish with two up and we'll hold again. We're trying to look around the room to change our gaze, but we're keeping our rib cage on top of our hips, squeezing the cheeks, kneecaps pulled up. And if we want that added bonus, let's keep the knees trying to track the toes as we descend, keeping the shoulders over top of our hips to our safe low. And then heels will stay off the floor as we press back up. And then control the down, heels land, legs turn to center. Give that a little shake out. We'll make our way to the floor, warm up those wrists before our first core activity. Let's bend the knees forward and then gently peel the heels up. Land softly on the knees, extending the hips through. Point the toes out the back. Practice sitting on those feet and then come back to that hip extension. Next, we'll place the hands on the floor, coming down through the fingers just like our toes, and then the palms just like our heels land. From here, shoulders are down, elbow pits are rotated forward, and we'll lightly draw some circles, distributing our weight throughout our whole hand, using all of our fingers. The callus line are those knuckles. The palms of the hands, let's switch directions. And thinking of your hands like your feet here, we use the whole surface to keep ourselves balanced. We'll come back to center. Push the palms away, bending on those first knuckles, and then flicking the floor away, giving that a little shake out. Let's take a little intermission break for the splits, and then we'll come back and do a couple core exercises to get ready to press a kettlebell.
Push-ups.
Oh, and push-ups.
Awesome.
Who could
so it's
forget?
always that middle split to say hello to those adductors and emphasize the length or the extension through the trunk core. With the feet pulled to the shin, that dorsiflex shape, ensure that your kneecaps are also pointing up to the ceiling, and we're sitting back on that cow-like hip or the sit bones with an anterior tip. For today, again, it's that rotation, so at the head neck, rotate towards a leg, then keep your head steady and turn through the body. Then hinge, keeping the spine long. We could definitely use those hands as outriggers, and come back up to that tall position in the middle and return the head to the center, and then let the body follow. Maybe you can wiggle some space in there, and same thing then on the other side. A rotation at the head neck, check. Then keep the head fixed in space as we turn through the torso, and lengthening out, keeping the knees straight, maintaining your breath, press yourself back up to tall, rotate the head to the center, and then let your body follow again. And then you can maybe wiggle some space in there again, and this time it's straight through the middle. As Lauren's hinging forward on those hips, amplifying that tension or load going in through those adductors on the groin, we're keeping the knees straight, we're maintaining our breath, and after we've been so straight and strict, maybe it does feel liberating and good to add a little slide into that from side to side. Then let's press ourselves back up to tall, and again, is there a little bit more wiggle room in there to straighten those legs and sit tall? And let's hinge on the hips one last time, and maybe this time we can awesome cues there, or awesome cued words to Lauren's actions, finding those forearms, and then maybe again working towards the pancake, but keeping the spine as long as possible, and with control get in it, and with control emerge from that middle split. From there, I'm going to close up my legs and wait for Lauren to tell us what's next.
Let's warm up our core in a slightly different way today with some bear hovers. And then we'll pump out some push-ups. And then we'll get the kettlebell out and we'll get ready to press. But first, the bear. So right now, our hands are underneath our shoulders. Our toes are tucked. Shoulders are pulled down. Fingers are gripping. And let's hover those knees just off the floor. Now, without moving, let's pull the floor together underneath of us. So you're pulling your right hand to your right hip and your left hand to your left hip, creating some isometric tension in your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, knees down. Whoo! Just give a second off those wrists, shaking it out. And then let's repeat again. This time we're going to pull right to left and left to right. So knees hover. Without moving, pull your right hand to your left hip. Then pull your left hand to your right hip. Then pull both at the same time across the body for 5, 4, 3, 2, and whoo, flip the floor away. That core is fired up.
I'm fired.
Fired. We want, you're not fired.
Okay, good.
It's fired.
Thank goodness. I like
we
being here.
want that core tension when we do our presses today. And so let's continue that lesson as we do some push-ups. We'll pick a number between 1 and 10, and that can be from your knees, from your toes, some slow down, some knees up. You choose, but they all have to look good. So from, and feel good, more importantly. From that high plank position, squeeze your butt cheeks, brace your abs, pull yourself down, push the floor away. Pull down, push the floor away. We have that core tension, so you could be punched in the stomach right now, but you're breathing underneath that shield. I think this is number 6.
And 7.
8, last 2-ish. 9, head stays in line with shoulders, hips stay up. 10. Let's lift the hips, walk the feet, hands together, and either fold or hinge or push up. Ooh, pumped up. Let's hold our kettlebell quickly, and then we'll get to our first bar exercise. We'll just explore that rack position. This semester, we've been working on holding or pressing a heavy kettlebell. Today, we will be exploring all of our presses from standing. Last week, we changed our levels. This week, all from standing. But let's first start in that rack position. So we'll use our hinge, grip our bell, pull to the rack, and hold. Thinking about what it's going to take to press this kettlebell today. Driving the pinky through the ceiling. Keeping the butt squeezed and the core braced. 2, 1, 2 hands on. Bell goes down, up without. Whew. Same thing, second side. Hinge grip, pull to rack, hold, pinky drive, elbow in, vertical forearm, breathing, thinking about pressing, staying up tall for 3, 2, 2 hands, park that bell. Whoa. Get ready for press number 1 after the bar.
The bar is right here. So we're going to grab on and turn ourselves out as Lauren instructed now. Warm up where we had a leg to the front, turn out the femur and the hip, and then repeat on the other side to end up in that V stance or that first position. And from here, plie or squat. So pull the knees apart and then push those hips forward to stretch. Pull ourselves down, amplifying the safe, heavy tension on the pinky toes in our squats and the pinky finger in our press. And for one more, we'll pull ourselves down. And then just like in that warm-up, can we find those demi points, pushing those ankle bones forward, and then return the heels to the ground and finish with your full stretch of the knees. Open to the side, land toe ball heel. Our second or the wider stance. Repeating again, pull ourselves low, and then a full stretch. Repeating, pulling yourself low and pressing those feet away to stretch. We'll spend a little bit more time down there finding those demi points. So on 2 feet, lift a single heel, 3, 2, and 1, place down. Same thing, other side, 3, 2, 1. Then maybe get lower, stay upright, and repeat again. Single demi rise, place down. Last one this side, place down. Get lower, I saw that in a good way, Lauren, and then push the hip through. Point to one side and bring the heels back together. And as well, we finish with those single leg balances after every set. Down here, we're at that ankle or coup de pied position. We're cramping that butt cheek on the standing leg, pushing the hip forward over the foot as to go to releve in a moment, and then back to our first position, and then just repeat the balance on the other side. Pulling up, we have an engaged hip, butt cheek on the standing leg, the knee to the side, the ribs over the hips, breathing, controlling, and finishing with a little bit of a wiggle. To Lauren.
Oh, it's already pressing time. Okay, sometimes that rack position feels super duper heavy.
Always.
Especially on that first one. The bell didn't get any lighter unless you changed your bell, but we were going to press it this time. So let's pull it to the rack and think about doing one press. Remember, when you're pressing, you have butt cheeks, you have abs, and we use all the power to get this bell overhead. One press, first side, hip hinge, inhale, pull, and oh, good. And then we pull the bell back down to that rack position, and with 2 hands, place it down.
Nice.
Remembering, if you're going to rest, let's not rest in that rack position, especially when we're doing multiples. It's in, and then it's overhead. Here we go, second side. It's in, and then it's up. And then we pull down, and we park the bell. Excellent. 1's under our belt, 2's is next. Mentally prepare while we move these hips.
Sounds good. And until then, it's back to that first position. Let's integrate our squat plie with that leg tendu, or leg away from the body at the same time. So knees bend together, then take a leg out front. Let's stretch a standing leg and then return back to the first position. Same thing, knee bend, reach the leg to the side, full stretch of that standing leg, and tall, always bring the heels together. Repeating again, knees over toes, reach a single leg back, followed by a full stretch, and then heels together. And repeating to the side, knee bends, reach to the side, full stretch, and pull the leg in. Now return that ankle to the standing leg ankle, and find that releve if available. We're pushing the hips forward, we're keeping the knees nice and straight, and breathing and balancing on those demi points, and the bar is here for our assistance as we need, and then returning to our first position, shaking. We're switching. Invite you to do the same thing as you do that on the other side. It was a 2-foot knee bend and a single leg out to the front. A full leg stretch, hips forward, leg back. Double knee bender, plie, leg out to the side with our full stretch, and together. 2 knees bend. We'll reach that leg to the back, a single leg stretch, and again, lead with that ankle bone forward. And one more time to the side, knee bend, to the side, full stretch, pull the leg in, find that little nook on the ankle and the standing leg, that medial malleolus, and then eyes forward for me, find that nice releve balance as allowed. You could add those rotations at the head and neck. I'm just not ready for that right now. And then return to the first position with control, like that.
All right, so set number 1 was 1 press. Set number 2 will be 2 presses on each side. I encourage you to start with that second arm. On this set, here we go. If two's too many, do one. Inhale to brace, and 1, pull bell down. 2, pull bell down. Ooh, and place it down. Good job, nice work. All right, second side. Inhale, and inhale down. Good. Bell comes down, places on the floor. Woo, woo is right.
Love it. It's to the ankle and out front, and then out front and back to the ankle. That développé, enveloppé exercise. So in that first position, pull up to the ankle and reach out front, and then back together, back to the front, to the ankle, finish always tall. So pick up to the ankle and strike out to the side. Pull together, point out front, back to the ankle and down. Same thing in the back. It's to the ankle and back, heel forward, toes back, knee side and down. And one more time to the side, together. Point, ankle. Let's stay there though. Find the knee, that passe position. We're pressing those hips forward, and any other cues, I'm ready to hear them. Lauren, what should we do?
Oh, we're on the ball of that foot as we stand here. We're trying to keep the knee to the side, but the hips forward, and breathing. And using the underside of the leg.
Those hamstrings.
And not resting the leg on the other leg, but touching. Okay. And landing.
You're a meanie. I wouldn't have held them there that long, but I like it. That time under tension can definitely help educate those patterns with strength.
You're a meanie.
You're a meanie. Same thing. We pull up to the ankle and then out front. The toes lead back, they lead front, back to the ankle and down. To the ankle, strike the side, pull together, reach on out, back to the ankle and down. This is the back of the ankle here as we stretch rear, heel forward, toes back, knee side and down, and to the ankle, to the side. Pull together, push away. To the ankle, let's stay, and find those passe balances here. That knee is towards the side, as Lauren said, with those hips pushing forward. The rib cage is always down. The clavicles are reaching up, hips pressed down, breathing always, and finding those unique ways to challenge and hold on to tension, and then back to our first position, and we're back to that kettlebell.
All right. The trend will continue. Set 3 presses. So if this bell is feeling like it's ready to be pressed 3 times, let's do it. If it's feeling like 1 or 2, also great. Make it heavy. Make it consistent. First side, 3 presses. And 1, 2, 3. Whoa. And place it down. Nice.
We could tell a light story here just to give your abs a little bit of a break.
My story was going to be,
if
you're going to break or if you need to take that extra second off, pause with that bell overhead. Pause here, take a second, pull it down once it's in the rack, back up. You pause down here. You've probably paused for too long.
That's more than a story. That is a fantastic training tip, Lauren.
It's a fact.
Love it. Okay, here we go. 3 on the other side.
It's a non-fiction story. Second side. 1, 2. Oh, yeah.
3, 4, 3. Nice.
What's 4?
Pardon me?
What's 4? 3, 4, 3.
3, 4, 3, like 3 reps, 4, 3 sets.
Oh.
My mistake.
Gotcha.
You just wanted to show off a little humble flex, holding that weight overhead a little longer.
What's 4?
What's 4? Maybe 3's coming up again, I'm not sure. That's a little bit of a surprise. But I do know for a fact we're back here at the bar working on leg circles. So take that leg to the front, that outside leg, and have it pointed. Do 1 turn in exercise just to feel that difference and amplify that turnout as we take that leg to the side. Same thing, turn in, keep the knee straight, keep those toes pointed, and as you turn out, keep the hip extended or forward. Keep the turnout as allowed, and then brush the ankle forward, leading with that heel bone to the front, and then all the way to the back, then turn out of that hip to the side, to the front, and then back together. And let's just do that on a bent leg. So as the leg goes out front this time, bend that inside leg, and now stay standing on that leg as we take it to the side. From the side, reach it to the back. From there, we can stand tall, brushing the ankle forward, and then same thing to the rear. As it extends, we can then bend that inside leg and reach from the back to the side, to the front, heels forward, leg under, and then climb. Stay at the ankle if that's challenging enough. Get to that demi and breathe. So I love looking at the camera, but to help my balance, I definitely need to focus my eyes forward here, holding for a second longer, and then returning with control as always. Check, check. One side done, next side right away. And the longer we take here, the nice slow reps, we get more rest before we go back to that kettlebell. But if it was a straight leg first, as we take the outside leg to the front, it's turned out, but let's turn it in to feel, and feel that difference and see it too, and then do the turnout, opening up those ranges to take it to the side. Same thing, keep the knee straight, feel those lateral bum cheeks turn on as we turn in, and the back butt cheeks, those glute maxes turn on as we turn out. Then it takes it from the back, and then all the way forward to the front. Send the energy in the hips forward as that straight leg reaches back, and then turn out of the hip as it navigates from the side to the front and back under. And now it's a single leg squat on that inside leg. Turn out, maintain that turnout as we circle the hip, taking the leg to the back, straight legs of course. They come through together straight, tendu or point forward, and the legs stay straight until we bend on that knee and open from the back to the side, to the front, hips forward, leg under, find the ankle, find the knee, and as allowed, push the hips forward using their glutes so much that that heel comes up and we balance on those demi points and hold. Return with control. Set 4. What's in store?
Set 4. We are going to make the next 2 sets choose your own ending. So you could choose a number 1, 2, or 3. Make sure the reps are strong, they're consistent, and the last rep is still as good, maybe a little bit of a grind, but still as good as your first rep. Okay, so whatever number you choose, you're going to do that.
What are you going to choose?
Do I have to say it out loud?
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the number 3.
Excellent, me too.
Excellent. Ready? First side, up to 3 reps. And 1, 2,
Nice, Lauren.
And then place it down. That's right.
That's hot.
A couple seconds off. So we want all that tension running through our body to press that kettlebell. But then in between, we want to shake it out. And then we want to get ready to gather it back up. And second side, same number. 1, 2. Got a little spinny there. And 3. Spun a little bit, but we managed.
Little spot every now and there, or here and there, can definitely help. Returning back to the bar here and working on our fondue exercise here. Timing so that when we pull up the ankle, the knees bend together, and when we straighten the knees, we can reach out front with that straight leg. Repeating that cross pattern, it goes to the ankle, and then to the side, then the back of the ankle, and a full stretch to the back. One more time to the side. Stay on that flat foot if that's for you, or find that releve and land together absorbing and push the hip through to balance. Find the knee bends together, stiffen or straighten. It's the back of the ankle for the last time on this side, and then one more time to the side. Now stay on that demi and find the knee, and with the assistance of the bar or without, find that attitude hold in the front. Return through that passe position and do the same thing out the back. Slight knee bend, toes in line with the spine, back to that passe, and back to tall, and then to the ground. Nice. It was so quiet on that side of the room, which means we're in control. So whether you use the balance aid or not, no matter what you do, keep it quiet because it makes your body work harder. What would we do there? We did our fondue, where we pulled an ankle to the standing leg and we stretched out front. And then back to the standing leg as you reach outside. Back of the ankle and a full stretch to the rear. And then one more time, back of ankle, side. Demi point. Return to our squat, power up. Energy out of the toes and down into the floor at the same time. So the back of the ankle and a full stretch. And final time to the side. Then pull into the passe and attitude hold in the front with control. Then through that passe or knee position and then to the back. Slight bend in the knee, keep holding, keep breathing, and then return to the passe knee, back to the floor with control. One more set for presses here.
All right, let's make set number 5 the same option as last time. So 1, 2, or 3. I'm gonna do 3 again because I wasn't happy with that little twisty twist. So I'm gonna try to get 3 reps again. You?
Whatever Lauren can do, we can try to do too.
Okay. 3 clean reps, last set of presses today. Push-ups still after, but last set of presses. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, good. 3. Nice. Nice to get that clean set in.
Yes.
Shaking out the tension. Then, serious face. Same number, second set. Pull and up. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Park it, place it, bop it. Ooh.
And we are finished with those kettlebells. So let's move those out of the way. And we have that set of push-ups to finish with, as well as one little weight transfer here. Let's let Lauren be in charge of the of the push-ups, and I'll finish with the weight transfer here. We are assembling in that first position to start, and knees bend over toes. Reach a single leg to the front, open it from the front to the side, then a full stretch of the hip. Return it to the knee bend, return the leg to the front, and then finish nice and tall. Same side, this time off the floor. Knee bend over toe, reach to the front, go up and over that hurdle as you take the leg to the side, and a full stretch, hip over that standing foot, and then a knee bend, and reach so wide that it goes up and over the hurdle to the front, and then back to our tall stand. Same thing now on the other side. Knee bends together, single leg to the front. Take it from the front to the side and a full stretch of the hip. And then knee bend over toe, back to the front, stretch, finishing tall. This time it's off the floor as it goes so far forward. The knee is straight, the hip is low, the leg reaches to the side, and we stretch that standing leg. And final one here, to the side, reach out of that hip, back to the front, and then finish nice and tall. Awesome. Open space, center work inspired through our ballet practice there. And one last little set.
One last set of push-ups. Just like the beginning, we'll do the number anywhere from 1 to 10. Make sure number 10 looks like number 1. Nice and strong. Let's get to the floor. Get into your push-up position from your knees, from your toes, or a little combo of both. And here we go. Up to 10 good push-ups. Inhale, butts and abs. Just like our presses, use your breath, use your butts, use your core. Remember to count. I think that's halfway. 6, right? 7, head stays in line, hips stay up. 8, don't let it get saggy. 9, 10. Whoa. That was quite the pressing workout today.
Awesome.
Hips are live.
They are.
Shoulders like boulders.
Feeling whole body buzz in a good way with those bars and bells, strength and stretch skills. So on Thursdays, like today, we're live at 4 o'clock, and thank you for joining us here, live or in the archive. But this is our second workout of the week as we finish out the third on Saturday mornings, live at 8 a.m., playing with our strength, working on body weight skills like that bear hover in the warm-up, and movements towards the ultimate skill being the handstand.
So until you join us on Saturday, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, check out our website to sign up for our newsletter, and if you're around town, join us in studio.
Sounds good.
Until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.